Getting here, baby. Let me ask you this, okay? Have you ever asked yourself, financially, this is a financial question, have you ever asked yourself, why is everything so expensive? Why does it have to be this hard? When is it going to get better? It seems like we all did what we were supposed to do, went to school, got the good jobs, if you got the degree, great. If you didn't, you still worked up and you did what you had to do to be able to support yourself. And it seems like no matter what you do and how hard you work, it still is not getting any better. And the idea of being able to retire one day seems like a fantasy or a distant memory. The idea of being able to have savings for many people, it is completely evaporated. It's not there anymore. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it this hard? Get in here. We're going to have a conversation, okay? Because I'm going to be straight with you. I want to be very transparent with you, very raw with you all about some of the financial challenges that I've gone through myself. There were times in my life, within recent years where from the outside looking in, people are like, oh my God, you're on top of the world. You live in a big house. You get to do this and get to do that and do the other. And financially, it was really rough for me. And I can tell you that the key to having financial freedom is not just about making more money. It's also sometimes about spending less money as well. You got to be able to do both. So get in here. Click like, click share, okay? And if you're willing to be vulnerable, comment in the window below and let me know, what is your biggest financial worry right now? What is your biggest financial worry right now? Is it about how will you be retired? Is it paying off debt? Is it you got more debt than you can afford to pay? Thank you so much, darling. Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm here in, excuse me. This is oat milk? Oat milk, thank you so much. I'm here in Bali, Indonesia. I have a nut allergy, so I can't drink almond milk, and a dairy allergy, so I can't have any cow's milk either. It is what it is. But I'm here in Bali, Indonesia, okay? Let me say my story real fast. I left America. I moved away from America about a year and a half ago. It was in the summer of 2022. And people always ask me, why did you do that? Why would you move? Why did you move? First of all, let me establish this. I love America. I am through and through an American. I am a capitalist. I love packing my pistol in my purse. You know what I'm saying? I love the freedoms of America. I love everything about being an American. But one of the things that I could not sustain for myself was the financial elements of living there. Like a lot of people, I worked my behind off. I got out of college. I worked myself up from working at a temp agency to eventually getting a good corporate job, eventually making six figures, and then eventually went from making six figures into starting my own business selling insurance. I did everything I was supposed to do, for me, because I got on camera and you all like watching me on camera. I appreciate you all for that. That allowed me to be able to grow, to build a platform online, which attracted a lot of attention to me, which helped grow my businesses and things of that nature. But you know how people say more money, more problems, more money, more expenses? Well, that was my reality. But while I lived a very blessed life, the reality was as more money came in, came more expenses. As more money came in, and I'm a business owner, so things were not always stable. In terms of just because I may have made X amount one particular month doesn't mean I made that the next month. Just because 20 million people watch my videos one month doesn't mean that's how many people watch the next month. And for me, my income was very, very, very unstable. It still is. It's very, goes up, down, up, down. That's what it means to be self-employed. I have no cap on what I can make, which is a beautiful thing, but there's also no bottom to what I can make. If you work a full-time job, you at least know the bottom of what you can make is your salary, unless you're unemployed, or you lose your job. But for me, it's gone up, down, up, down, up, down. And then with the whole, Ronatona situation, inflation, and all that kind of stuff happening, I saw my expenses going up, but I saw my income going like this, and then being a parent, having to think about that, as we get older, taking care of other family members becomes a factor as well. So for me, it was really, really scary. And I remember I was sitting there. I'm sorry, they loud over there, but that's all right. Y'all can hear me. And I was sitting one day and I was just looking at my circumstances, and I was like, you got this big old house. You drive a nice car. Your babies are able to wear the clothes they want to wear and go to do the things they want to do. But I was living in financial stress. I was living in complete financial stress because the stress was not that I didn't have enough money. The stress was, what if I don't have as much money coming in one day? What if, for you guys, if you can relate to this, what if you lose your job? What if a major expense comes up that is greater than your savings? What if I had all these what ifs come into my mind, and I was afraid, but I didn't want to voice those fears because, to be quite honest, I think I was ashamed that I even had those fears. I'm being honest with you. I was ashamed that I had those fears. Thank you so much, Ursula and Jennifer and Isabel, for sharing this video. Once you shared this video, let me know so that I can thank you. I was ashamed that I even had those fears. I was ashamed that my financial situation wasn't in such a way where I could be like, I'm good no matter what. I think in our minds, sometimes we like to believe or we convince ourselves that we're the only one going through what we're going through. And in my mind, I'm like, you're a business owner. You're a celebrity. Shouldn't you have so much money where if everything went away tomorrow, you'd be fine forever? Well, that's just not the reality for a lot of entertainers, Our income goes up and down, It's certainly not the reality for a lot of business owners. There have been times in my business where my employees made more money than me, right? That's just the reality. There are times in your business where your employees can make more money than you because you get paid when after everything else is paid, and you get paid with whatever's left over, And so for me, I was scared out of my mind because I thought to myself, I had one of those nights where I was just up late and I was just thinking, how you want to solve the world's problems late at night. And I was thinking to myself, my biggest financial worry is, what if my income went away? What if my income went down? How am I going to be able to retire? What if there were an emergency? And for me, the solution I came up with for myself was I chose to reimagine my life. And by reimagining my life, what that means is I chose to say, is my life the way that I currently live it? Is this the way that I need to live? Do I have to live this way in order to be happy? For example, do I need the big house in the suburbs of Los Angeles? Okay, I love my house. Y'all love my house. But do I need this house to be happy? Because, to be quite honest, all this extra square footage and all this extra closet space and all that extra grass out in the back is not reducing my anxiety. I got a big house with big anxiety. I asked myself, for how I make my living, do I have to do it in this expensive place? Do I have to? Or can I maybe do it in a different way? I asked myself that. And so what I did, really at the height of my, fame and visibility, I love Hollywood. I left Hollywood. I moved literally from Hollywood. I left Hollywood and chose to move all the way around the world to Bali, Indonesia. People ask, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because my future was more important than my present. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to have the kind of future that I desired, a future of being able to wake up and go to bed every night without anxiety in my heart about money, if I stayed where I was living at. I didn't know how it would play out. I didn't know anyone who'd ever done something like that before, but I moved. When I moved to Indonesia, I remember I met this couple. They had moved from Texas. They had a 2-bedroom. So I moved into, I used the Airbnb initially, right? I booked it out for like a month. Month the first month, and I booked another one for the next month. Because I didn't know what else to do, right? And so I just went through that resource, right? But when I got there, the Airbnb was still cheaper than my home in LA. The monthly payment was almost half of what I was paying in LA. So I was like, woo, this is great, right? But LA's expensive, so half of LA is still high. But I thought it was a good situation. So anyway, I got to Bali, and I met this couple from Texas who moved there. They were a young couple in their 30s, early 30s. And they moved, and I'm not going to give too much details about their lives. I don't want to, indicate who they are in case someone's watching them who knows, but they were so helpful to me. And they told me they had a 2-bedroom home out here with a pool, like a little small pool, as well as, what else? They have a small pool as well as 2 bedrooms, nice. Even had a housekeeper who came out clean maybe 2 or 3 days a week, right? Their rent was $500. Is, I should say currently, $500 a month. $6,000 a year. So she works online, works remote for a U.S. company. He, I believe, does the same thing. And when I was talking to them, I said, did you know that this was possible when you did it? They said, no, I just saw some videos online and decided to give it a go. And I felt like just give it a go. I started talking to more people. And one of the things I saw was that the people who chose to do what I chose to do in terms of moving abroad, trying a different approach to life, most of these people were not rich people. They were not rich people. They were people with everyday jobs who said, I just want to live differently. I'm tired of the rat race. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm tired of feeling like I'm going to have to work forever to ever have any prospect of being able to retire. I'm tired of it. And so what they did was they picked up their lives and they did something different. People say, well, oh, MJ, that seems so hard. How do you do that? Oh my God, I'm sure you could do that because you got money. Take me out the picture, baby, because you don't know what I got. Okay? There were times where y'all looked at me on the top of the world, and some of y'all may have had more money in your bank account than I did because I was supporting a business. I didn't get paid if everybody else didn't get paid. A big expense come up in the business, I got the money, I had to come out of my own pocket for that kind of stuff. So don't judge a book by its cover. You see what I'm saying? I'm very transparent with you because I have nothing to be ashamed of and nothing to hide about the fact that what I am as an entrepreneur, what I am as a dreamer, what I am someone who's worked hard, what I am as somebody who will always hustle and do what he's got to do. But that don't mean every day was a good day. So I can tell you through going through some of the highest highs you can imagine and some of the lowest lows that you can imagine, that this is something that you can do if you want to do it. I'm not trying to encourage you to get up and move from your country, but what I am saying is if the idea of working so much and never knowing when there will be any end in sight, if the idea of rising rents, I was just reading this blog post that somebody had posted, like Instagram post, and the person said their rent in 2021 was like $1,800, and at the same apartment their rent is now $2,300. So it went up from $1,800 to $2,300. Inflation, y'all. You sitting up here struggling, but sometimes the way out of struggle, sometimes the way out of stress is not by sitting still and waiting for it to change. Sometimes your way out is by moving over. You got to get out the way. You got to go somewhere different. You got to do something different. Oh, MJ, but you know, my job, I can't work online like that. Well, I'm in the life insurance industry, me personally. That's what I am in. I'll share the link with y'all. You know, that's what allows a great deal of flexibility for us. But, because we do business online, you know. But for some of you all, it may be a matter of considering switching your job to another job that you can do online, even if it pays a little bit less. I want you to consider this, right? I live in South Africa. That's my primary residence, right? That's where I live. That's home for me, right? Don't quote me. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, right? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. Please correct me lovingly if I'm wrong. But I think I looked online and I think I heard that the top 1%, to be within the top 1 or 3% of earners in South Africa, you have to earn somewhere around $50,000 a year. I think some US dollars a year, right? I would imagine it's similar here within Indonesia. I would imagine it's similar in places like Thailand. There's many places you can look at. You got Kenya, Ghana, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, South Africa, all these other places, Mexico, that are far more affordable. And so with that said, okay, maybe you won't find that $120,000 a year salary to match your current salary and do it online. Maybe that's not something that's so easy to find. But if you found a job that you could do online that paid you $70,000, that $70,000 is going to feel like $250,000 depending on where you're living. I got a friend who's living in Thailand. Listen to me, girls, okay? His vehicle, he rides a motorbike. His vehicle, going out to eat, so I don't think he cooked like that. Going out to eat. Thank you for sharing this video, Laura, Miriam, Kenya, and Tracy. Thank you for sharing this video. His vehicle, his going out to eat everything like that. His apartment, living on like the 30th floor of the building or something like that. I'm putting the insurance link on here because y'all asked me about it. Hold on. This is for people who are interested in learning how to sell insurance. And then I'm going to tell you what else he's doing with that, okay? Going out to eat, the apartment, basically his full living expenses. I asked him about this, right? Guess, comment in here and guess how much that comes out to. He lives in Thailand. He lives in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai, very modern city, right? Black man. Plenty of black folks out there, all right? Guess how much his living expenses are each month? Guess. I'm gonna let y'all comment here. Thank you so much, Vernon, for sharing this video. Angela, for sharing this video. Less than $700. He lives in a nice apartment. It's big. I think it's either 1 or 2 bedrooms. He lives alone, so he needs 1 bedroom. The motorbike, which is like a motorcycle basically. Putting gasoline in that bike. His food, everything like that. Less than $700 a month. For some of y'all, $700 is what you're making a week. Imagine when your weekly salary could take care of your monthly expenses. Something unexpected come up, it don't gotta shake you. People say, oh, that's so far away from home. Girl, you spending so much less money. You can travel back when you feel like it, if you need to. You know? MJ, is that safe? Where do y'all currently live? No shade, no tea. But when I look at the stuff that was happening where I moved from, stuff happening with people getting all kinds of stuff happening. I'm not trying to go through this. I'm not trying to, be negative here. But let's be real. We have this impression that everything's safe. No, baby, where you at may not be safe. It's just familiar to you. Just because it's familiar doesn't make it safe. Some of the places I've named have some of the lowest crime rates in the world. MJ, but how do you meet people? Because human beings like connection. They love connection. It's not hard to meet people. No matter where you go, you're going to always meet new people. Other people, we call them expats, people who moved abroad. You get to meet people, everything like that. One of the questions people ask me is, did I give up my citizenship? No, I never gave my citizenship. I'm a proud American. I'm not giving my citizenship. No, you don't have to give up your citizenship. And you're allowed to do it. You're allowed to move abroad. In a lot of these countries, like for example, when you come to Bali or Indonesia, and I'm not a visa expert nor am I a legal expert, but I can tell you about some of the options that I'm aware of. When you come here, you can sign up for a certain type of visa that will allow you to be here for 6 months, just to try it out. And if you like it, then there are other options that can allow you to be here for multiple years. There are countries where they give you what you call a visa on arrival, which means as soon as you arrive, you get a visa at the airport. Some of them like 90 days. So that means as soon as you arrive, you get 90 days to be there. So you can see how you like it. Girl, what if you packed your house up, put it up for rent, put it on Airbnb, put it up for rent, do whatever you got to do with it? Who cares about that furniture? I don't want nobody in my house or my furniture. Girl, you gonna let that little sofa keep you from financial freedom? Girl, who cares about that sofa? Right? What if you did that? And then work from online, right? Do your thing and go somewhere else for 90 days. Oh, but I don't want to do it alone. Ask one of your little girlfriends to come with you. Take your kids with you. You take one of your kids with you, right? Because some of y'all got some grown adult children like mine, 20 years old, 21 years old. They young, they in their 20s. Some of them even in their 30s. And the life that they coming into is not the life that we came into. When we got out of school, we had job prospects. We knew that we would make enough money to pay off our loans that we had to get to go to school. We knew we would do that. A lot of them ain't coming into that world. So they scared and they struggling. What if you took them with you? Took them with you. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby boy. Why don't you come with me? Come with mama to Thailand. Come with mama to Indonesia. Come with mama here. Come with mama there. We're going to figure this out together. All right? Y'all find yourself a little $500 a month situation. Child, I was looking online in Vietnam. They got apartments out there, 2-bedroom apartments, $500 a month, high-rise, luxury. Don't believe me? Google it, okay? Mother ain't got no reason to exaggerate, okay? You and your baby boy, you and your baby girl, y'all split that rent. Split that rent. You and your good girlfriend who you be complaining with at work all the time, y'all be sitting at work complaining, talking to each other about how y'all don't like that job, or y'all struggling, go. What I'm telling you is this. It don't have to be that hard. I'm not saying that life got perfect when I moved abroad. And I'm not saying that everything just improved for me in every other part of my life. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if I'm going to go through the financial challenges of day-to-day life, right, of life, the ups, the downs, and so on and so forth, I would much rather do it in a place where my living expenses are low enough where no matter what happens, I'm good. Right? I want to do that. For some of y'all, this could even be your free ticket around your credit. Because let me tell you this, your credit, for the most part, is an American thing. It's in your home country, right? Wherever your home country is. Child, they don't check your credit. Well, they don't check your credit in a lot of places. When you go abroad, you need to get an apartment, get a house. They're going to ask for bank statements sometimes just to prove you got the income, which I think is a great indicator of credit. You know, do you have the money coming in, right, to afford it? They'll ask for that sometimes, or they may just say they want a bigger deposit. Rather than you paying 1 month up front, they may say give me 2-3 months up front. But girl, the rent $300. You see what I'm saying? Rent $500, depending on where you're going. You know where else is real cute? Portugal. I've been hearing good things about Portugal. I ain't been there yet, but I've been hearing good things about there. I'm just doing this to encourage you. I'm just really doing this to encourage you. I really want to encourage you. Someone say this, tomorrow is not promised, and today ain't a guarantee either. Okay? So you sitting up here struggling when there are other options out here, baby. You don't have to choose to struggle. There is no merit in struggling. Well, MJ, I don't want to be away from my family, my mama, my this. Invite her with you. Invite her with you. And let me ask you this. Aren't you in a position to be a much better daughter, son, relative to your family members if you have financial freedom? I wonder what your life would look like if one of y'all, if y'all gave yourself permission to go someplace just for a full year. Go away for a full year. Living a beautiful lifestyle, saving money, right? I wonder what your life would look like to give yourself permission to go someplace for a full year. And see what it's going to look like at the end of that year once you save money. I just want to show y'all something. I'm going to do it real fast. I don't want them to think I'm getting up and not paying my bill. I'll be right back. I just want to show y'all this. Let me show you it. Let me show you, okay? Let me show you. Hold on. How do I flip this camera around? How do I do this? Okay, let me show you. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Let me wipe the camera off. Look at this. Look at this. This is the kind of lifestyle we live in, y'all. Very modern. Look at this place. Baby, we ain't sitting in no huts in the middle of the woods nowhere. We living good. We living modern. Honey, we living good. We living modern. We living good. We living modern. Okay? Child. It's a beautiful life in a lot of these places. You know, it's a beautiful situation. If you're inspired by this, go online. Google this. Google this for me. Go online. Places you can live for under $1,500 a month. Google that. Just go Google it. Just go Google it. See what come up. See what come up. Right? Places you can live for under $1,500 a month. If you want to be specific, be real specific, right? Places you can live as a single woman under $1,500 a month. I'm just choosing $1,500. I'm just picking a number out of my head, right? If you know, part of the LGBT community, places you can live as a gay person, as a lesbian for under $1,500 a month, right? You're a person of color, African American, black, whatever it may be. Places you can live as a black person for under $1,500 a month. And now let me highlight why I bring this up. Because obviously, shoot, there are parts of America that I wouldn't live in as a black gay man. And so clearly there are places within the world I'm not going to go to, right? There are places as a single woman, black, white, blue, or purple, it don't matter what your color is, that you would not go to in America, or in Europe, or Australia, wherever, as a single woman, independent of your race. So my point is, look these things up. If you struggle, I had to, this was the thing that blew my mind. That struggling is either a choice because you know of other options and you choose not to take them, or struggling is the consequence, or not the consequence, but is a outcome of not knowing about other options. Right? Right? Some of y'all, I'm a big believer in this. I've always been a big believer in this. If you got to go ahead out here, consolidate your debt, if you got to even consider bankruptcy based on your situation, go for it. Do what you got to do for you. I'm not giving you legal advice. Do what you got to do for you. Ain't no shame in that. But let's say you got to take some steps that could affect your credit negatively. Wouldn't it be great to take those steps and then move abroad? So that if people say, oh, your credit get messed up for this many years, who cares if you live in a location where your credit don't matter no more? You see where I'm going with that? You have so many options available to you. And struggling don't have to be one of those options no more. I'm telling you this right now. I know plenty of single mothers. I know plenty of couples. I know plenty of young people. Marco and his girlfriend, they 20 years old. Young people. And they sitting out here living in Bali. Oh, of course he can do that. He's got money, baby. You don't know what he got. What I know is I didn't give him one red cent to move, and he sell insurance just like everybody else do. You see what I'm saying? So stop creating narratives to try to, we love to create narratives about other people. Oh, MJ, of course you can do it. Of course he can do it. Of course they can do it. We love to create narratives about other people that exaggerate what we believe that they are capable of so that we can justify us not having to have the courage to do what we should do also. If you're scared, just be scared, but don't make up a narrative to try to convince yourself not to. So anyway, I just want to come on here real fast. I'm going to be sharing more of my stuff with you about this. I realized that I've taken some big steps in my life in order to free myself, in order to get that path going. Because I'm going to tell you this, COVID wasn't an easy situation for me. It wasn't, It wasn't, Coming through the pandemic, more or less coming out of it, was not an easy situation for my business at all, I'm not immune to the realities of the world. Most people aren't, And so I can tell you that I said, nobody really guided me on this. I had to learn a lot of this on my own. And so for me, I want to help you all out by showing you the things that I've learned for myself. Because I think that the path that I live, I know for a fact the path that I live and how I've learned to live, it's a beautiful path. It is something that so many more people can take advantage of, maybe even you. And so at the very least, I'm not an expert on this, but I at least can show you what I've done. I can show you what I'm doing. And you can take from that and use the parts of it that may work for you, or for that matter, click like and click share. Thank you for those of you who've done that already. Thank you, Lakeisha and Layla and Kimberly, for sharing this video. You can share this video so that other people who may need to see this could also explore it as well. I love y'all to death. Have a great day. Bye.